After lakes were drained at a British palace, it revealed an astonishing network of secret rooms. In October 2018, work began to restore the Grand Bridge, which forms part of the monumental Blenheim Palace estate in Oxfordshire, England. It aims to revive what was long known as the finest view in England, but as experts started the huge $15 million project to fix the 18th century structure, they revealed a treasure trove of surprises lurking beneath. Blenheim Palace is perhaps best known as being the birthplace of British Prime Minister Winston Churchill in 1874. Indeed, it was his father, Lord Randolph Churchill, who first coined the finest view in England phrase. However, Blenheim's history stretches back much further than that. Blenheim Palace is the home of the Duke and Duchess of Marlborough. It was gifted to the first Duke, John Churchill, as a reward for his role in winning the Battle of Blenheim against the French in 1704 during the War of the Spanish Succession. In 1708, architect Sir John Vanbrugh designed and executed an ambitious plan. He wanted to develop a habitable viaduct on the grounds of Blenheim and finish construction in 1710. This is known as the Grand Bridge or Vanbrugh Bridge, the site of the modern restoration work. However, not everyone was so keen on the architect's ideas. Sarah, first Duchess of Marlborough, was not impressed with Vanbrugh. For example, she found his plans a little too ambitious and expensive, and so Vanbrugh was banned from Blenheim, but the Grand Bridge still stands as a testament to his ideas. However, the Grand Bridge did not remain as Vanbrugh built it. In fact, the inside was flooded in 1768 as part of gardener and architect Lancelot Capability Brown's project to bring a 160-acre set of lakes to the grounds, and the inside of the bridge has not been exposed since then. Indeed, it is the lakes themselves that now present a threat to the bridge. To be more precise, both sets of water, known as the Great Lake and the Queen Pool, have slowly been drying out, and if the water disappears completely, the bridge itself could become unstable. The drying of the lakes was caused by the buildup of silt. It has been taking place for decades. To fix it, engineers have to dredge around 400,000 tons of silt from the lake beds. This will restore them to the same depth they had when they were first created back in the 18th century. To begin the work, experts lowered the water level by as much as 6.5 feet by installing a mix of dams, groundwater wells, and siphons. This allowed them to examine the foundations of the Grand Bridge and understand what happens when they aren't supported by water. However, it also meant the bridge's secrets were finally revealed. Amazingly, architect Vanbrugh originally constructed 30 rooms inside the bridge when he built it in 1708, aiming to create the aforementioned habitable viaduct. This is what was flooded by Capability Brown 60 years later and has not been seen since. And as the walls were plastered, it is likely humans lived. As the waters drained, the researchers began their work with a 3D survey. They found the eerie remains of chimney and fireplaces, stairways and cooking ranges, as well as a windowless chamber that may have been a theater. Looking closer, they could see the original plasterwork had survived in places. To show humans never change, there was graffiti on the walls from the 1760s, just as even the ancient city of Pompeii retained inscriptions, even when buried in lava. Inside the rooms were further pieces of history. Long sunken boats from the 1950s, one utilized for cutting reeds, lay within, as did a motorized boat. Even the remains of an old canal system are visible, and that predates the bridge itself. Blenheim Palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Having gained the accolade in 1987, that means it is crucial for the estate to be maintained in the best possible condition. And the dredging of the lakes is only one part of a major plan to preserve and restore the glory of Blenheim. The duration of this initial work on the lakes is estimated to be 5 months. The dredging project as a whole is likely to span 2 years, and Blenheim's overall management plan will continue over the next decade. Even the pre-planning before any work was 4 years in length. It is no small task. Other future plans include preserving High Park, an ancient area of woodland that is part of the Blenheim Palace estate. Indeed, according to Blenheim officials, it is one of the world's most important ancient oak forests, and improved public transport is just one way they hope to make the site more attractive to visitors. Public interest is going to be important. Indeed, funds from visitor admissions will help pay for the restoration works, and as the works are expected to cost millions of pounds, every penny is going to be vital. Blenheim also receives money from gift aid, and development of land owned by the estate can be used to raise more funds. Further donations from the public as well as larger corporations are also being sought, and fundraising activities in general will be targeted at raising money for this vital work. Roy Cox, head of estates at Blenheim, described to local newspaper The Oxford Mail the scale of the task ahead. The dredging of Queen's Pool and the repairs to the Grand Bridge are not only our greatest challenge to date, but also mark some of the most ambitious stonework and dredging projects ever attempted in the UK, he said. Whatever lies in the future for Blenheim Palace, it's undoubtable that just revealing something that has been hidden so long is a great cause for excitement, and it just adds to the allure of what is already one of the most historically significant and beautiful estates in all of England.